And do you remember the vocal chain you used during the recording and mixing of San Quentin?
Yeah, San Quentin was probably pretty simple, and we've gone through a variety of vocal setups over the years, and it's funny. It's funny when people comment to me which like vocal sound they like the best. They're like, "Oh, I really love the vocal sound on that," and then they find out like what the setup was, and it's like very underwhelming. But for pretty much the entire Get Rollin' album, we used the Townsend Sphere. They've got the modeling mic. I've been a big fan of that since it came out, and pretty much most of my clients that I work with regularly at least have one, whether they use it or not. Like I got to a point, especially during the pandemic when everybody was remotely working, I would send one to everybody. And so that way, it's like we had almost like it was a little bit of a standardized vocal chain. So that way, when they would send me vocals to go through, it was very consistent. And then you can kind of change the sound afterwards. And so I really love that system, and I use it a lot. And so Get Rollin' was, I think, exclusively, the Townsend Sphere. And Chad's a loud singer, so it can also take a lot of SPL, right? That we've been limited to which mics we can use, even if they sound really good. When he gets loud, the capsule starts collapsing and distorting a little bit on other mics. So finding a mic that we like the sound of that can also take the SPL has sometimes been challenging with him. So the Sphere's great because I can get the sound of all the mics that I want, with the modeling, but it can take the SPL of his of the volume. So it would have been that, and it probably just went into like a Vintech EQ or a Vintech mic pre, like a 1073 style mic pre. And with the Townsend Sphere, I don't EQ or compress going in. So I go in pretty flat, and then I do all of the compression and all of the EQ stuff after the fact. While we were mixing, I did run all the lead vocals through a hardware chain. I'm trying to remember exactly what that was. It probably was like a 1081 style EQ, like a Blue Stripe style 1176, and then I think it was a DBX 902 compressor. And one of the reasons I like to, instead of doing that going in, I like doing that after the fact, because I do a lot of kind of like post-production or pre-mixing editing. So I'll go and automate EQs to get the vocal to sit properly and get rid of harshness. And I'll get levels kind of sorted out to where the compressor's seeing a little bit more of a consistent level. So there's a bunch of stuff I like to do in between we've recorded and we're starting to mix. So I save a lot of that processing for kind of the mix stage.
To watch the full video, click the link below and don't forget to subscribe.